Hey, Kelly here, and in this video I'm going to be posing the question, what would happen if you didn't study? Could you still learn a language? And this video is going to be really interesting for those people like myself who hate studying but who desperately want to be fluent in a language. So listen on. In the last week or so, I've really been struggling with my Afrikaans, but I've not been struggling with my Spanish, and I've been struggling to try to learn new words. And I thought on why this was, and then I realised that I'm not actually trying to learn Spanish, I'm just having fun with the language. I use Spanish with Paul, and so he builds your knowledge of grammar and of the language through sentences, and so I just really enjoy when he asks me to say something on the video in English and then I can regurgitate it in Spanish. And so just that repetition and the fact that I'm enjoying what I'm doing is meaning that I'm learning without any effort at all. And with the Afrikaans, I've suddenly got caught up in this whole making word lists, which is something I always say is a big no-no, so I don't know why I was even going that way. But I'd been reading through an article that one of my tutors has sent me, and I'd been making a list of the words I didn't know and then popping them into my Anki app. And even when I'd used the words in sentences in the app, I'd still been struggling with them. And I just thought, hold on a moment, what would happen if I just didn't learn Afrikaans? If I just did what I enjoyed in the language, which is listening to it and reading it out loud, because I love how it feels to speak Afrikaans and I love listening to people speak. And so that's what I did. So the article that I'd been working on trying to learn the words from, I just read it through and read it through and read it through. And then there was a dialogue which I'd been working on in my Colloquial Afrikaans book. And I just kept playing the audio CD, and within a day or two, definitely within 2 days, all the words were just coming into my mind without really any effort at all. And then I did an exercise yesterday where I translated the dialogue I'd been listening to from Afrikaans to English, and then the next day I did, well, a couple of hours later, I did it back from English back into Afrikaans again, and there were very few mistakes, and really that only happened because I followed what I enjoyed, and it was no effort to learn those words at all. And so that really reiterated to me that there is absolutely no right way to learn a language, and that language learning doesn't have to be painful and difficult. And the more language learners I speak to, the more I realise that there are so many traditional language learners out there, and people who are still struggling with ways of learning languages that just don't work. And they all seem to have this idea that it needs to be difficult to work, and it doesn't need to be difficult to work at all. So if you're someone like myself who hates studying, hates all of that, especially hates traditional language learning, then know that that is not the only way to learn a language. So I would say the takeaway from this video is follow your fun, do what you enjoy in the language, and I promise you, you will see the results. Let me know down below in the comments anything that you do that is not in line with the traditional way of language learning that we could maybe apply to our own language learning. That's everything for now, and I'll catch you on the next video. Bye for now.